Yes. Dion Bracco.
Here.
Rebecca Armendariz. Rebecca Armendariz.
He's on mute.
Mute. Unmute.
Is that a here?
We can't hear you, Rebecca.
Just give us thumbs up.
No, I do need a verbal. I do need a verbal. Please.
Oh my gosh.
You're on mute.
There we go. Sorry. I am here. Yes.
Thank you. Zachary Hilton.
Here.
Peter Leroy Munoz.
Present.
Carol Marks.
Here.
Fred Hobart.
Here.
Ray Blankley.
Here. Welcome everybody to our first official meeting as us, just us. All right, all council members are participating remotely pursuant to the governor's executive order number N2920 in order to minimize the spread of the COVID-19 virus. The meeting is being live streamed from the city website, cityofgilroy.org, and is viewable on cable channel 17 and on Facebook Live. Public comments can be made during the meeting by watching the meeting online and calling 669-900-9128 or 346-248-7799 and entering the meeting ID 982-9685-8012. When I call the item you wish to speak on, press *9 on your telephone keypad to raise your hand. All right. Shauna, do we have a staff report for tonight's meeting is to interview for open seats of boards, commissions, and committees with terms expired or vacant as of December 31st, 2020 for future appointment on January 4th, 2021. Staff report, please.
Madam Mayor, members of the City Council, the City of Gilroy opened a recruitment period on September 21st for an 11-week time frame for seats on 11 boards and commissions that will be vacant as of December 31st, 2020. Tonight, you have before you applications for all of those boards and commissions. We have two seats on the Arts and Culture Commission, one applicant. We have 3 seats open on our Bicycle Pedestrian Commission with 6 applicants. We have 2 seats available on our Building Board of Appeals with no applicants. We have 2 seats available on our Historic Heritage Committee with 4 applicants. We have 2 seats available on our Housing and Neighborhood Revitalization Committee with 8 applicants. We have 2 seats open on our Library Commission with 1 applicant. We have 3 seats open on our Open Government Commission with 4 applicants. We have 2 seats on our Parks and Recreation Commission with 4 applicants. 1 seat on our Personnel Commission with 4 applicants. 1 seat on our Physically Challenged Board of Appeals with no applicants. And 3 seats on the city's Planning Commission with 10 applicants. The seats without sufficient applications will be reopened for applications until your January 4th meeting. In the event additional applications can come in for those vacancies, and you will be making your formal appointments on January 4th. And we're here tonight to assist you with your interview process.
Okay, thank you, Shauna. Other than questions on how we're going to go about this, Council, does anybody have a question for Shauna on the report? Okay, Suzanne, are there any public comments on this item?
There's no public comment at this time.
Okay, so then I would like to suggest that, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring each of the applicants in by commission. So in other words, all the applicants for a particular commission are going to come into this WebEx meeting together. So they'll all be here, and that will be done in alphabetical order by commission. I would like to suggest that we start there are 42 applicants. So this is a lot of applicants, so we have to monitor the time here. We'll allow each applicant 1 minute to answer questions. And my suggestion is to start with, why did you apply and why do you think you're the best fit? and then for this commission. And then right now, I'd like to go to each council member and ask if you have an additional question besides that one, and anything that's in the applicant's application that you would like to ask, and of which commission. Okay, is that clear? Okay, so I'm just going to go alphabetical by council member. So Rebecca, do you have any particular question in addition to the one I just said that you would like to ask, and of what commission?
I do, and it is of Personnel Commission.
Okay. All right, then, and do you want to say what the question is, or because that might help others then not have the same question?
Yeah, there's an applicant who said that they have dealt with various unions in different ways, and so I wanted to know.
Okay, specific to that applicant. Okay, Dion, you, anything in addition to the one?
No.
No. Okay, Zach Hilton?
The only suggestion I would have, and I definitely don't want to go through 46 minutes of it, but if I'm really interested to know how these applicants will engage the public and how they will get them to participate. So maybe that could be a part of your question that you ask as sort of like a filler. If there's something that they can't answer all within a minute of why they should be there, maybe that'll
Okay.
spark some conversation.
Okay, how about if we start with asking that question of like, which commissions do you feel that that's most pertinent to? And then if time permits, we can ask it of all the commissions. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Not everything has to do with engaging the public.
True.
So
Yeah. Do you want me to just pick out which ones to be more particular?
which commission would you want to ask that question of first? Which one would be the most important for you?
The most important would be probably Housing and Neighborhood Revitalization Committee.
Okay, and after that?
And let's go with Bike and Ped.
Okay, so let's start with that and see where that lands us.
Thank
Okay. And then Peter?
My only question would be for the Youth Commission, and that's what is one project that they would like to work on their time?
And that's one commission we don't have tonight.
That's great.
We don't have Youth Commission. Did I not
No.
see it? Oh,
Yay! No questions from Peter?
let's grab it.
Okay. All right. Carol? Yeah.
No questions.
All right. And Fred?
I do, but let me throw this out. And I'm hoping I'll be around for this. But for the Planning Commission, I was hoping to ask what their vision of what they would like Gilroy to be, and what are some of their goals that they would like to accomplish as a planning commissioner.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Very good. And I don't have any additional questions, so maybe we'll have time then at the end to get to whatever anyone else wants with the 1-minute answers. So with that, Shauna, do you think we're clear on how we're going to do this?
Yes, Madam Mayor, we are ready to start, and we have our timers ready.
Okay, so just so we're clear, the first one that's going to come in is the applicant with Arts and Culture Commission. And we're going to ask the general question that will go to everyone. And then I don't think there's any other particular question that anyone wants to ask of that one applicant. And so we'll move on then to Bike and Ped. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Very good. All right, let's go roll.
All righty. For our Arts and Culture Commission, Edgar Zaldana. Scott, we have Edgar Zaldana as our first person to bring in from the waiting room. Edgar, have you joined us?
I am. I'm here. Can you
Right,
hear
Madam
me?
Mayor. Yes, we can. Thank you.
How are you?
Welcome, Edgar. I do first names. If anybody doesn't like that, please tell me. It's just easier for me. Welcome and thank you for applying to this commission, the Arts and Culture Commission. We're going to start with asking you, why did you apply for this commission and why do you think you're the best fit?
I applied for this position. For me, living here after 13 to 14 years, and I originally from Fresno, I'm now from Gilroy. I tell people I'm from Gilroy, almost like I just feel part of the community. I want to add to something and be a part of the community and grow with the community as I get older and add just what I've learned in my life. Like today's my birthday, so after 50 years, I have learned to see things as I get older. And I think the reason I'd be a great candidate for this position is, just like I said, seeing things growing and knowing through my daughter's eyes, and she's 18 and 16, and watching and bringing a sense of culture to all types of people in the community.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. You are one applicant for 2 seats, so your chances are pretty good. I'm gonna say. All right.
2 thumbs up for him.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, no, wait,
that's
okay.
that's really it. If there's anything else you'd like to share, otherwise we'll move on. And thank you so much for applying.
Okay, so what's the next step after this? Or do I?
Sorry. On January 4th at our meeting on January 4th, we will actually make the choices. Like I said, in your case, you're one applicant for 2 seats, but January 4th is when the council will make the appointments. Okay.
Awesome, I love it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to come tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you for your time. I hope to see more of you.
Right. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey, Shauna.
All right, for our Bicycle Pedestrian Commission, Scott, we have Allison Beach.
Okay, Allison is a phone number, just a minute. Okay, this is Allison.
Eugene Bernowski.
Okay,
Brian Hewitt.
I do not see Brian. Let me scan one more time. Yeah, I do not see Brian.
Kristen Robbins.
Okay,
James Shoemaker.
okay,
And Nurza Starks.
All right.
okay, there's Nurza.
All right,
Okay.
Madam Mayor, that's everyone.
Okay. So are we missing Brian Hewitt then, or did we find him?
We are missing him.
Missing. Okay. Not here. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for applying for the Bicycle and Pedestrian Commission. If you weren't already told, we're going to ask you, I think, at least 2 questions in this round, and you have a minute to answer. Shauna or Suzanne will let you know if you're not able to time yourselves as to how we go from here. So you are 6 applicants for 3 seats. So again, thank you, and we'll start by asking each of you in alphabetical order. Why did you apply for this commission, and why are you the best fit for it? So we'll start with Allison Beach. 1 minute.
Hi everyone. I'm sorry I couldn't join you online to see you visually, but happy to be here. So why I'd like to just engage with this commission, I'm an avid cyclist. I've been cycling around the area since since I moved here about 20 plus years ago. And I would like to be able to have a voice in terms of how we develop spaces for cyclists in the community so that we can enjoy the wonderful, just the roads safely. And just to share the road with other motorists, but also to have our space as well. So just to be able to participate in that regards, and to also lend my voice as a kind of diverse, non-traditional cyclist as well. And yes, so that's why I'm interested in this commission.
Okay, thank you very much. Eugene Vernosky, there you are.
Hi.
Hi.
I applied for the any way that I can to the community. I have been a passionate cyclist, walker, hiker, outdoor, tens of thousands of miles of bicycle commuting in my life. And I have really enjoyed what's happened at Gilroy over the last 20 years in making the roadways a lot safer for everyone who commutes. I love the idea of getting safer routes to school. I think that's a great way for youth to get around and also to get exercise and to explore the outdoors. It's really about safety, fun, and function all combined. For some of it's recreation, for some it's commuting. In all cases, it needs to be done safely. What got me interested in doing this was talking to Zach through the through the bike match program. I repair the bicycles that aren't ready for users, and I decided I wanted to try and do more to help out.
I'm sorry, what is it?
After working with Zach and the bike match program.
Oh, Eugene, I'm sorry. We have 1 minute to answer the questions, and we've hit the minute.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, Brian's not here. Kristen Robbins.
Hi, I'm Kristen Robbins. I actually moved to Gilroy a year ago, and I have a toddler in the background. So I wanted to join the bike commission because my son will be eventually biking and walking to school in the future. And I want to make sure that it is as safe as possible. I think the kids encounter more problems than adults do, and this would be some way that we can make sure the kids can walk and bike to school safely.
Wonderful, thank you. James Shoemaker.
Yes, thank you. I apologize. I'm having some serious technical difficulties tonight with my phone. I hope you can hear me.
Do you need the question repeated, or are you good?
I would be fantastic if you would, please.
Yeah, the question, why did you apply for this commission, and why are you the best fit?
All right. The reason I applied for this commission was I've lived in Gilroy for almost 2 decades now, and I had recently become a U.S. citizen, and as a consequence, I wanted to start getting involved more in my community and paying back society like I had when I previously was living in Canada and doing an awful lot more volunteer work. I've had the opportunity now that I actually work in Gilroy and am not commuting by bicycle and train to work, that I have the opportunity to have some time to do so. As for why I might be the best fit for this commission, the one thought is that I've experienced both commuting in the Bay Area and observed commuting elsewhere in the world on various trips, and always take a point of traveling by bike. And so I have some ideas about how to improve engagement and safety, particularly at the interface between commercial and personal biking.
That is our
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, James. That's our minute timer. Thank you.
No worries.
Okay, Nirza, is that how you say your first name? Starks? You're on mute. There we go.
Okay. Hi. Sorry. Thank you.
Do you remember the question?
Yes.
Okay.
So hi, I've been living for 5 years now in Gilroy, and I really want to give back to my community. And I really like the idea of working close with kids and adults and offering them maybe new routes, safer routes, and improving some routes that are already in our community so they can engage more in exercising and reminding themselves that this is not only for this moment, that we can continue doing this. Really good impact in our environment when we use less cars and more bicycles.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, I think I will now go to Councilmember Hilton, who has a question for everybody again. So this will be round 2, and again, it's 1 minute to answer. Councilmember Hilton?
Thank you, Mayor Blankley. So in 1 minute or less, how will you engage the public to participate in your commission?
Okay, so that would start with then Allison Beach again. Allison?
Yes, I'm here. I'm so sorry. It takes a while to be unmuted. So thank you for that question. A really great question. And how I would engage the community, as I mentioned previously, I'm an avid cyclist. I belong to a local running club, and many of my friends are cyclists and runners as well. So I think we would very much, that's one way for me to engage and to spread the word about the commission. I commute by Caltrain occasionally, and so just having conversations with fellow Caltrain commuters as well is another way in which I would spread the word about the commission. And just from being active in my community, as I mentioned, I've lived in Gilroy for over 20 years, so pretty well known and happy to engage in that manner as well. Thank you.
All right, Eugene, same question, and if you need it repeated, tell Councilmember Hilton.
Got it. Okay. I think there's a couple things that I've had in mind. One is to continue to support the events that we have. Hopefully we'll be biking to work and biking to school as things calm down with the coronavirus. Any event that gets people out on bikes, I really, as a volunteer, as a leader, I really like to see that. A couple of other things. I don't see a lot of people linking together the bike paths that exist right now. I would love to have an education program that would kind of foster more people knowing what's actually out there and ways to get around. I'd also like to work on a couple of specific programs. The bike route system in Gilroy is actually pretty good. There's a couple of things that I'd like to help change, though. One is to get more trash cans out of the bike lanes during trash pickup periods. I'm not sure if anything can be done about the Day Road Santa Teresa intersection, but it doesn't have to be really dangerous. So basically, running more events and more education. I'd like to also see what can be done for a bike safety education program for people.
Thank you.
There's another really important thing, though. More publicity about the bike paths and also the proper use of the bike lanes throughout town. A lot of vehicles don't know how to deal with a bicycle that's taking the full lane. A lot of bicyclists don't know they can take the full lane.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Eugene. All right, Kristen Robbins.
Hi, so I think it would be better to reach out to the younger children learning how to bike so that they would all just learn the right rules of the road from the start instead of trying to correct incorrect behaviors in the future. I've been biking. I take my children out in a trailer, and I want to piggyback on what Eugene said. And we really do need to make sure people understand that cyclists can take the road. I've had cars cut way too close next to me when I'm trying to go around a parked car in the bike lane. And it really does make me feel scared for my children. If I wasn't there with a trailer, I would be worried that my children on a bike could be hit by a car cutting way too close instead of providing them 3 feet to pass. I think reaching out to the younger generation is going to be the most important to make sure that we are interested in biking around Gilroy.
Okay, thank you. James Shoemaker.
Yes. So my key thing I would like to try and work on would be engaging the major landlords, particularly along the First Street corridor where there's this wonderful new bike lane put in, yet to encourage people to actually bike into commercial spaces from their homes versus hopping in their car. You kind of need to have a safe place to put your bike and such. So engaging some of the those landlords would be one thought. The second would be, of course, is encouraging the linking of the bike lanes in such a way that you can encourage particularly high school students to get to and from school safely. They wish to drive when if they could still commute by bike safely, if that was encouraged when they're younger, it may reduce the congestion, particularly along Santa.
That is,
Thank you, James. The timer is going off for the minute response. Can you hear me? I can't tell if he can hear me. I can't hear him. Can anybody else?
nope.
Okay. Okay. We're going to move on to Nirza Starks.
There it is. Okay. Hi, thank you. Yes, I think it is very important to our kids first. I'm sorry, not small. Our first started kids and continue therefore right into school and promote that one. As a big community, it really believe like we should do. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Nobody should have interrupted.
Okay, sorry. So we should get events that promote the bicycle. And that, like recently, we have in Santa Clara the Valley Water Scavenger Hunter. It was amazing, and I think it does something that we can take and bring out to our community and apply for us.
Right. Thank you. Thank you all for applying. We are so lucky to have this much. To have this much interest from our community and our commissions. I mean, speaking as someone who's been at this for 3 years now, it's almost overwhelming to see all this interest. So really, thank you. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for your time. We're going to move on to the next commission. January 4th is when we'll be making the appointments. Okay, at our meeting on January 4th, you'll all know. All right, thank you.
Thank
Bye.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye. So our next commission is Building Board of Appeals, for which we have 2 seats but no applicants. So moving on to Historic Heritage Committee.
And Scott, our first applicant is Ian Brushoff.
Okay, let me finish clearing the previous applicants out of the meeting. Okay. Okay, so Ian. Okay, there's Ian.
Kathleen Chavez.
I do not see Kathleen. Let me scan through one more time. I do not see Kathleen.
Okay, Brenda Gugino.
I do not see Brenda.
And Larry Cetrini.
I think it's Scatrini.
I do not see Larry Scatrini either.
Okay, since that's 3 out of 4, Sean, is there a way for Suzanne to make sure? I don't know. Is there a way to double check that?
We don't have the capabilities for the admin positions, but Scott does have their email address and.
Okay, that's okay, Scott. I just wanted to see if there was a way to help you out, double check that. So that means we have Ian here tonight, correct?
Yes.
Okay, Ian, welcome. Are you there?
He's muted.
Okay, Ian, do you want to unmute yourself? Technology.
I sent a request to unmute as well, and I It still is showing mute. Okay, he dropped.
I still see him on my screen, but
Oh yeah, okay. No, the order just changed.
Ian, if you can hear me, we can't hear you. There we go.
Now, sorry, I was on hold on the line for some reason. Can you see me now?
Oh, yes, we can see you. We can hear you. Welcome. Thank you for applying. We were going to limit everything to 1 minute, but you're the only one of the 4 applicants who's here tonight. So yeah, so I'm just going to ask you. You're one of 4 applicants for 2 seats, if you didn't already know that, but the only one who's here to interview tonight. So with that, I'm going to start by just asking you, why did you apply for this particular commission, and why are you the best fit?
So I applied to 2. Which one are we talking about right now?
This is Historic Heritage Commission.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So, so a little bit about myself. California native, born and raised in Southern California. The bulk of my background academically is actually within the history field. So for me, this was a natural area to want to delve into, to be involved with. I'm a recent, transplant to Gilroy. I've lived and worked in the Bay Area for a number of years, working in tech as a sales manager. But now I've recently moved to Gilroy as of late August. Why I want to be involved with this committee is because of just natural love for history, number 1. Number 2, I think it's very important to preserve the heritage historically of a town, and in this case, it's Gilroy. So I think that what I bring to the table is it's my background academically in the history field, being able to bring forth ideas that are fresh and new to help push forward and retain the historical, artifacts or landmarks of this town. So.
All right. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Like, as I said, you're the only one here tonight. So since I see that the next commission that you're applying for is Housing and Neighborhood Revitalization, and that's the one we're doing next. So why don't you hang tight, and Shauna or Scott, go ahead and.
Mayor Blankley,
Sorry?
Kathleen
Yes.
Chavez is now in the lobby. So
Well then.
her.
Okay.
Okay.
Kathleen, can you hear me? You're on mute. Hi. I can hear you. Welcome. Thank you. Can you tell the council why you applied for the Historic Heritage Committee and why you're the best fit?
I'm a lifetime Gilroyan, as was my father, and my grandfather came here a long time ago. I've been involved in various movements to save things in Gilroy. There was a time when Old City Hall was going to be demolished, and Wheeler Hospital, which was established by my great-grandfather, my grandfather, and Dr. I'm going to forget all their names now. But anyway, several doctors got together and started Wheeler Hospital, and they were going to knock that down. I've been working for the last almost 7 years trying to save Miller Red Barn out at Christmas Hill Park. I'm passionate about Gilroy and Gilroy's history, and I'm afraid that we are losing too much of our history. And so I would very much like to be part of the Historical Heritage Committee in order to save that fine history that got us to where we are today.
All right. Thank you. That's the minute there. Maybe Doctors Barton and McCormick, were they 2 of them?
No.
Okay.
Dr. McCormick were way after. Started in 1920. So it was way before.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming tonight. You are one of 4 applicants for 2 seats on this commission. And at our meeting on January 4th, the council will make the appointments to all the commissions. Okay. All right. So thank you. Thank you very much for your time, for coming. And we will move on to housing and neighborhood revitalization.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Scott, our first applicant is Yanessa Ashford.
Okay, here's Vanessa.
And Manny Bandal.
So I have a name of just Manny in the list.
Okay. I think that would probably be him. Daniel Cloak.
I do not see Daniel.
Joanne Fierro.
I have two Joanne Fierros, so I'm going to let both of those in, and
okay.
Hopefully one is a working connection.
Makwan Gupta. Jasmine Ledesma.
Jasmine Ledesma, okay.
And Janelle Valenzuela.
I do not see Jenna.
Okay.
All right. Thank you all for being here tonight. We are going to go through 2 questions for each of you. So 2 rounds, 1 minute each to respond. We'll have a little timer go off when you've hit that 1 minute. You're all applying. There are 8 of you, although 6 are present tonight, applying for 2 seats. Okay, and it will be on our next meeting of January 4th, where the council will make the appointment. So tonight is just the interviews. So going ahead and calling your names in alphabetical order. The first question is, why did you apply for this commission and why are you the best fit? And that will start with Vanessa Ashford. Miss Ashford, oh, there she, okay.
Can we hear her?
I cannot. She's not on mute though.
It looks like in the chat she says she's unable to participate.
Okay. So move on.
She may try calling in.
Okay. Should I move on in the meantime? Or wait?
You can move on and we can come back to her.
Okay, then Manny, if you'd like me to repeat the question, otherwise go for it. You're on mute. Manny? There we go. Yes, I can hear you. Why did you apply for this commission and why do you think you're the best fit?
Sure, definitely. I'm actually currently a member of the commission currently, and then I have an expiring term. I've applied for this position and for planning as well. I started off with my city positions with the Housing Advisory Commission, and which it got rolled into the HNRC.
Oh, right.
Yep. So there's some familiar faces here. I'd like to continue working with the city and the community, whether it be with this commission or with the planning commission. I do have about 4 years of experience with the different commissions coming on board. So I do have work that's unfinished, and we'd like to continue finishing it with the current committee.
Very good. All right. Thank you. Ian, you're up.
Cool. Could you repeat the question, please?
Absolutely. Why did you apply for this commission, Housing and Neighborhood Revitalization, and why are you the best fit?
Yeah, the reason why I applied first and foremost is because, this recent weekend, this on Saturday, I was actually taking a drive down Main Street, down the different various neighborhoods and downtown, and what I could see is there's a lot of potential in Gilroy and the downtown area. I think there's a lot of potential for it to be revitalized and changed in a way that's going to bring people like myself, people that work in the Silicon Valley, a lot of colleagues, family, and friends have actually moved to Gilroy, surrounding areas for the reason of having more affordable housing, being close to Silicon Valley, San Jose to work. And I believe that I can bring perspective that a lot of people don't necessarily have in the city of Gilroy, given the fact that I work in one area and live in another. I feel that I can bring ideas to how the town can be revitalized and be changed for the better, whether that's economically, putting in new shops, new stores, or it's changing facades or the outlook of the town as a whole. So I feel like I'm the best fit, just given the fact that I have an extensive network, professionally and personally, that can pull together the people to make things happen. So
Great. Thank you. That's our timer. Thank you very much. Joanne Fierro, you're on mute. Joanne?
Hi, can you hear me? Am I unmuted?
It says you're muted, but I
hope
can
you
hear
all
you.
can hear me.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. That's good. I talk very loud, so that's probably why you can hear me. So the reason I wanted to join this commission, I've lived in Gilroy for 25 years now. In the next few months, it'll be 25 years. And in that time, it's grown by 1,000 people per population each year. And it's just growing so fast. And I really want to have this opportunity now that I'm retired and I have lots of time to, put my input into what is going to.
Did we all lose her?
Yes.
Joanne, we've lost you. Okay, I'm gonna move on. I'm sorry, and if you're able to come back in, we can come back to you.
Hey, this is Vanessa. I had to call in because WebEx wouldn't let me participate, so
Okay.
I called in real quick.
That's fine. We'll go to you. So the question, thank you for being here. And the question to you is, why did you apply for this committee and why are you the best fit?
So I
And
applied for
1
this
minute.
committee. Oh,
Mhm.
okay. I applied for this committee because I'm born and raised in Gilroy, so I've been here for 40 plus years. I've raised my children here. I've been employed here, and I've seen Gilroy grow and change. And I would like to be a part of what we become and also represent more people like me, whether it's friends or fellow community members, in building housing that's accessible to the people that live here now. And I feel like I'm best for the position because I have a diverse experience background. I've worked with home builders and developers and apartment complexes. And I feel like I could represent opinions of a wide variety of demographics.
All right. Thank you. And Joanne, how about we go back to you since you weren't able to finish your answer before? You're on mute. There we go. Go
Okay,
ahead.
there it goes. It's grown so quickly, and as part of the general plan committee that just ended, I only got to be involved in that for a couple of years out of all the years that we worked on that. And I really am interested in seeing how Gilroy will grow. I would like to have the input. I have a lot of community activities. I know a lot of people in town, and I know most of the neighborhoods, and I feel that I could be a good representative and offer a lot of input into how our city can grow.
All right. Well, thank you. You look like B of A, Joanne, to me, many, many, many years ago. Are you?
Yes, Marie, you were my customer for many years. Yes, that is right. I've been gone. It was a long time ago, probably close to 20 years now.
Yep. All right. Thank you. All right. I'm going to butcher your name. Is it Bakan? You're on mute. You're on mute. You need to unmute yourself.
Can you
There
hear
we
me
go.
now?
I can hear you now. Would you like me to repeat the question?
No, ma'am, I'm okay.
Great, thank you.
I came in this country 45 years ago from India and have actually and beautifully raised a family, worked all my life, and lived in many, many states. Eventually, I came to Gilroy, been here for 18 plus years. And time has come that I feel I need to contribute to the society. I have done enough for me, my family. I want to live for the city, the people, and the most important part is not the me, not the commissioner, not the mayors. It is the people. We must listen to people and serve the people the best way we can. Make this town, make this city better for everybody. There's a great diversity in Gilroy. I speak multiple languages, Hindi, Punjabi. As you see, many, many businesses here owned by minorities and connecting them together to achieve the common goal and going forward, what it takes. It is not what, how can we connect the people, how we can bring the people together to move the city forward, right? And we can think all we want. Eventually, it's all about people. So I want to give to the society, to city, the people, by the help of the
All right.
and all is good. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's the timer. All right. Thank you. So that leaves the question now is to Jasmine Ledesma. Do you need me to repeat the question?
I'm okay, thank you.
All right, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Ledesma. I'm 21 years old, and I am extremely passionate about Gilroy and our community. I want to be part of this committee just to see what, we as a community are capable of doing and providing for our community's families. And I have 2 kids of my own, twin boys, and I was born and raised here. And I want my kids to go through, the same experience I have of Gilroy. And I think we have tons of potential, and I want to give a fresh perspective as a young resident to this committee.
Thank you. Okay, thank you all. We have one more question that's going to go around to you all, and it's going to come from Council Member Hilton. If I'm not mistaken, Council Member, would you like to ask your question?
Thank you, Mayor Blankley. Okay, so in 1 minute or less, how will you engage the public to participate in your committee?
All right, so that question will start with Vanessa. I'm just going in alphabetical order again. Vanessa, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. So I feel like one of the tools I would use to engage the public would be to make it the topic relatable to them, how it applies to their life. And I've already built a big engagement unintentionally, whether it is 18-year-olds registering to vote or, elderly people living in our community. A lot of people have a lot of feelings about this. And so I like to let people know that they need to make their voice heard by being active participants. So I feel like just being in the community and talking about it is a great way to build engagement and involvement.
Thank you. All right, Manny.
Hi, Zach. To answer your question, as a current member of the HNRC, I think some of the struggles we've had is getting the word out, getting people to recognize that these meetings are happening. A lot of the time, if I'm out in the community and I mention I'm part of a committee, a lot of the people don't know that there are committees out there. So the word has to get out, and it has to be, I guess you can call it a grassroots movement. You got to go out there. You got to tell the people, hey, these committees are out here. They can't achieve certain goals if you're not providing public comment back. And that's one of the struggles I've seen, throughout the 4 years that I've been part of the few committees.
All right, thank you. Ian.
Yeah, I think using a boots on the ground social media campaign in the sense that given the fact that we're in the period of COVID and a pandemic, although hopefully things will be changing relatively soon with the vaccine. For the time being, using the power of technology in every age group, I think is critical to engaging people because the fact that everyone has a smartphone, a lot of people have a wide variety of platforms that they use, and engaging people on those platforms, I think, is very important. In non-COVID times and times where we're able to meet, face to face, I think that FaceTime is critical. Being able to get feedback from people face to face or through the written word is very important to engaging them, respecting their opinions, take those opinions and bring them to the city council so they can make informed decisions. So I think that would be my plan. To get people engaged with these commissions and committees.
All right, thank you. Joanne, on to you. Oh, you're back on mute. There we go.
I know. Thank you. During this time of the COVID shutdowns, it's difficult, but I'm very active in the senior community. I live in a senior community. We have a lot going on here. I also belong to several clubs. I work in the museum when it's open. I'm around in the community. I think social media is the best way to go. I'm on Facebook and Twitter, all those things. So I think that's how I would do it. And I'd be open to all their opinions. I would, discuss what we're talking about and hear everybody's opinion. You just have to listen. I think it's the most important thing.
All right, thank you. Makan?
Am I unmuted or I'm muted?
You are, we can hear you.
Thank you much. As we live through this time, everybody is getting so many bad telephone calls, bad emails, and trust level when you approach people has become very, very difficult. So what we need to do is we need to use the tools we have that will be coming in front of the people where the traffic is. It will be a great idea to go. First of all, let's make sure the approach I take or we take together is a safe and within the law, law breaking any regulation. Then we may need to put a desk up there at Gilroy Garden. We may need to put a table up in front of the grocery store. We may need to go to the Gilroy shop there. We need to put in a Gilroy newspaper. So many things I am or we are getting which connect us to the Gilroy City Council. So we need to continue those and add more to it. We making a phone call or knocking a door is not a good idea this time. So we need to take a different approach. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Jasmine.
I think using social media is a good way to engage with our community, especially now with COVID and, not being able to really be face to face. I think that it would also be good to interact with the younger generations. I believe, just any engagement you can get to get anyone interested in the committees and just like our future separate committees and boards would be good. So I think social media would be pretty good for us now.
All right. That's all of you. Thank you again for coming tonight. And at our meeting on January 4th, please tune in. That's when we will be making all of the appointments. Thank you all. All right, our next commission is the Library Commission, and we have one applicant.
And Scott, that applicant is Michaela Gonzalez.
Okay, just a minute. I'm moving the previous group back to the lobby.
Even though some of them will be back.
Yeah. Okay, so Gonzalez.
Yeah.
I do not see.
No?
Michaela or Michelle Gonzalez in the list.
Michaela. I think it's Michaela
Michaela?
Gonzalez.
Okay.
Okay, we can move on to the Open Government Commission then. We have Matthew.
Yes.
Also.
Okay, here's Matthew.
Karen Enzensberger.
Okay, here's Karen.
Robert Esposito.
And Robert Esposito, I did see his name.
And Joanne
Robert.
Flora.
And Joanne. Okay, that is everybody.
Okay, thank you. And welcome all. Thank you for applying for the Open Government Commission. There are 4 applicants for 3 seats. The appointments will be made at our next council meeting on January 4th. We're going to ask you one question, go through, and you'll each have 1 minute to answer. So I'll start with the question and then take you each in alphabetical order. All right, so the question is, why did you apply for the Open Government Commission, and why are you the best fit? So that would start with Matthew. Matthew, you're on mute, I think.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Matthew Carvalho. Because of the COVID situation, I spend less time in the car and commute, which gives me more time to get involved in local stuff and volunteering. And why I'm the best candidate for the job? Well, I have prior volunteer experience with the U.S. Peace Corps, the Child Advocate organization in Santa Clara County, and I've been a resident in Gilroy for 15 years. I don't know if that makes me the best candidate, but
that's good. Okay, anything else you'd like to add, or I will thank you and move to the next applicant? Okay.
no, that's it. Thank you.
All right, no, thank you very much. Karen.
Hi, good evening. Thank you for inviting me. I applied because I want to take a greater role in participating in our local government, and the open committee seemed like a good place to start because I believe in being able to share what goes on with our local city government with people who don't necessarily know how to connect themselves. And I think I'd be the best fit because I've spent 20 years working for adult education in Santa Clara County. During that time, I worked hand in hand with the County of Santa Clara and the CalWorks program. I own my own business here in Santa Clara, or here in Gilroy now, and my own home in Gilroy. And I'm looking to have long-term stakes built here and be a part of this community for a long time. So I wanted to start off by being a participant right up front.
Thank you. Great reasons. Okay, Robert.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and council members. It's a pleasure to be here. I have been a member and citizen of Gilroy for 42 years and love this community, very involved in different aspects. And I currently serve as chair for the Open Government Commission, so my term is up and I'd be honored to serve another term. I love this commission. There's one common thread that every commission needs in order to be successful, and that is information. And it's our goal as a commission to ensure transparency, that people are informed in order for them to make decisions and vote correctly and govern as they should. And it has heavy threads and ties into, different aspects to drive visibility into online, records requests, et cetera. And I just love the involvement and how this commission touches every aspect of our city government.
Very good. Thank you. And Joanne.
Hi again, everyone. Well, I think I liked for this one, really. I was very curious about
You're coming in and out.
Echoing. I found that it's very intriguing to me, and the whole idea of open government is very, very important to all of us. So it's repeating back to me. So I think I'll have to cut it short, guys.
All right. Well, again, thank you all for being here. That's the main question we wanted to ask you all. We so appreciate your willingness to apply. Again, it's 4 for 3 seats. So thank you. Some commissions, we don't even have enough applicants. So that's very good. Thank you again. January 4th is when we'll be making the appointments. All right. Good night.
Good night. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Scott, our Parks and Recreation Commission is next. And we have Patricia Benson.
Here's Patricia.
Hector Lopez.
I do not see Hector.
Okay. Basil Romero.
Here's Basil.
And Gregory Troy.
I do not see Hector. Gregory.
Okay. Basil Romero.
Get off of this one.
And Gregory Troy.
Oh, there he is.
Okay, so it looks like we have everyone except Hector Lopez. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so welcome. Welcome and thank you for applying to the Parks and Rec Commission. There are 4 applicants for 2 seats on this commission. On the January 4th council meeting, we will be making the appointments. Tonight is just the interviewing. And we're just going to go with one question to all of you with about a minute to answer. And that question is, why did you apply for the Parks and Rec Commission, and why are you the best fit? So I will ask you each just in alphabetical order. So Miss Patricia, that goes to you first.
Okay. I guess I'm on, right? Thank you, Madam Mayor and members of the City Council. I'm a native Gilroyan, born in '54 and lived here for 56 of my 66 years. I'm currently serving on the Gilroy Parks and Rec Commission. My term does expire in December. During my almost 4-year term, I've twice been the chairperson for the Parks and Rec Commission. I am also a member of the California Association of Parks and board members for the state of California, and Gilroy is an agency member. I'm the secretary of that board as well. I was also on the Parks and Rec representative for the 2040 general plan update. I think I'm the only incumbent on your applicant. I also was a member of the Parks and Rec Commission in the 1985-86 and the Planning Commission from 1987 to 1990.
All right. Thank you. Basil, on to you. Basil Romero? Can you hear me?
See him.
I see him too, but I don't think he can hear me. We can't hear you.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Now we can hear you. All right. Thank you for being here. Why did you apply for this commission and why are you the best fit?
I'm trying to.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we can't hear anything.
Looks like he's muted again.
You're muted again.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now.
I can hear you. Quick. Yeah.
It says you can hear me, but I'm not sure.
Well, now we can hear you. Go ahead. We can't hear anything.
Yeah, because my speaker says that it's on.
He's muted again. You're muted again.
Oh.
I can hear him.
I can hear him.
I can hear you. Just don't touch anything and speak. Go ahead.
Good. It says you can hear me, but I'm not sure.
Now we can hear you. Go ahead.
Basil Romero, Local 332. It says that it's on.
I think he has the meeting going on in the background online.
I can hear him. Okay. Just don't touch anything and speak.
Look, heads up.
Oh man.
Basil Romero, Local 332. I lived in San Jose, grown up in Gilroy, been here for 20 years. I'm really involved in my local.
Going on in the background online. I can hear him.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one of the live feeds that's going on in the background.
Been a member. I've been resided here in Gilroy for 20 years. My background is Parks and Recreation.
Okay. I think it's because you might be running the meeting live somewhere nearby. You need to turn that off and just be on WebEx.
I can.
Not everybody's muted either. Gregory's not muted. That might be it.
Oh, sorry about that.
You think it's that simple? Okay. I don't know. I don't think that was the reason, but
He's
that's
muted.
not hearing him.
He's muted.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's running the meeting at the same time. That's what's happening. So, okay, so I'm going to move on to Gregory and then we'll come back. We'll come back to Basil, okay? I don't know. I don't think that was the reason, but is he back?
He still has the meeting running. It's
I
on.
think he's running the meeting at the same time. That's what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to move on to Gregory and then we'll come back. We'll come back to Basil, okay? Yeah, okay, Basil, you need to turn off the meeting. You need to just be on yourself and not be watching the meeting at the same time.
I was going to try and call you. That's why.
Yeah. Well, you could do that too, but you still got to turn off. That's not going to work this way. We can't, you're running two different meetings. Okay. Okay. Gregory, why don't we go to you?
Thanks. As a retired teacher, it makes me realize how happy I am to be retired. Could you imagine doing this every day in a classroom?
Yeah,
Crazy.
no.
But anyway, I want to be a part of the Parks and Rec Commission because first off, I'm very invested in Gilroy and would find it extremely rewarding. Was a recreation major, and I feel like I am a recreationalist, and I get a whole lot of reward out of recreational activities. And I want to make sure that other people can also get that same experience and get that same reward as I do. I think it adds to a lot of quality of life, and just want to make sure and everyone gets included in that process.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much, both of you, for being here. Now, is Basil back on with a phone line, or do we move on?
So I am looking for him in the list on the phone. And let's see. Okay, so there's one phone number that is not on the list of ours for phone numbers. Let me admit that, and we'll ask if it's him.
Very good.
And if not, I'll move them back to the lobby.
Very good.
Scott, do we know what the phone number is? What the last digits are? Is it the 98 we see here?
That is, I believe so, because that is not a phone number that I have in my list for participants. So it was recently joined. It is, I've requested an unmute, so they are handling the controls from their phone, and that's about as far as I can take it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So we're waiting on him or her to unmute, right? To know if that's who it is. Okay. Well, Shauna, I'll let you decide what to do here.
I think we need to probably move on, and let me see if we can call. Oh, he's gone. Looks like he's gone.
Yeah, Suzanne sent a chat, and that was a participant for Personnel Commission. So I've moved them back to the lobby.
Okay.
So it wasn't him back. Okay. All right. Well then, Gregory, Patricia, thank you both for being here. January 4th will be the time. Thank you for taking your time to join us tonight in this semi-chaos. Okay. Bye. All right. So moving on to Personnel Commission.
Can I ask a quick question, Marie?
Sure.
For folks like Basil and Joanne and maybe others who didn't show up or had technical difficulties, do we have a process for that? For letting them re-interview or setting a second date?
Afraid not. Not in these circumstances. We have their applications, so they are certainly welcome. You know, they can contact us like many of them do. They send emails and let us know a little more, whatever it is they couldn't say or wanted to say and didn't. So it'll be okay.
All right, Scott, for our Personnel Commission, we have Allison Beach.
Allison will be the phone number ending in 89.
Catherine Cummins.
Catherine was unable to make it tonight.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Suzanne.
Michael Hingle.
Okay, so he was the phone number ending in 98.
And Eduardo Pereira.
Okay, and here is Ed Pereira.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is it Michael or Michaela? Sorry, Michael or Michaela?
It says Michael.
Okay, Michael.
Oh, no. Right. It's different.
I have a different name on mine.
In our packets, it's spelled, the A and the L are reversed.
Right.
I'm guessing it's Michael. Is it Michael? Are you here?
It's Michael.
Okay.
It's Michael.
Okay.
I
So,
know.
well, very good. So welcome, applicants. Thank you for being here tonight. There are 4 applicants for the Personnel Commission for 1 seat. 3 of you are here tonight. We're going to ask 2 questions and just go around. I'll go around asking you in alphabetical order, and you'll have 1 minute to answer the questions. So starting with Allison Beach, the question is, why did you apply for the Personnel Commission, and why are you the best fit? Allison?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so let me start my minute. And now that I've had I've overcome the shock of interviewing. I haven't done this in over 8 years, so this was quite a surprise for me this evening. But in terms of the Personnel Commission, so first of all, I have lived in Gilroy for over 20 years, and I'm really committed to this community. I don't anticipate leaving anytime soon. I've worked in HR for over 10 years at a variety of companies, and more recently just participated in a diversity, equity, and inclusion committee at my current employer, and it was really insightful. I learned quite a bit, and I would like to be able to leverage all of that experience as I serve on the Personnel Commission. So that's why I feel like I would be the best candidate for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Michael, same question to you. You're on mute. You're on mute. There we go.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. The question to you is, why did you apply for the Personnel Commission, and why are you the best fit?
Well, I applied for the Personnel Commission because I thought my strengths would be in the hearing the appeals, quite frankly. As a temporary judge, I have been hearing a variety of matters for 24 years. And I thought, where could I give back to my community, and where do my strengths lead? That would be the strongest thing and the best fit. On the HR side, I would just note that my better half is a senior human resources professional and has that certificate and some others. So I'm also aware that the vice chair's applying, and I only applied if the vice chair does not desire to serve. I think continuity works well, and I know of no reason why she should not have the job again if she wants it. I threw my hat in the ring in case she did not want to apply. So with that, I will submit unless anyone has any questions for me.
All right, there will be another question coming later.
Okay.
All right. Eduardo. Hi. Question to you. Would you like to?
I've worked for 2 different cities over the past 10 years. First, the city of San Jose, and currently the city of Mountain View. Over there, I'm a union steward for SEIU, so I've dealt with a good amount of the issues that I'm sure face this city. And I live here, so I saw the posting and I thought I could contribute to that, since I have been a city worker for a while, and I have a good idea of the issues faced by city workers, and I also see it from the union side. So that's the reason that I think I'm a qualified candidate for this.
Very good. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So the second question to all of you is going to come from Councilmember Armendariz. Councilmember?
Actually, that question was just for the incumbent, but she's a no-show, so I'll be fine without asking it.
Okay. All right, then. There are no other questions. Okay. All right. So again, it'll be the meeting of January 4th where we will make the appointments. Thank you all for applying and thank you for taking the time to be here this evening. All right. Bye-bye. Okay, that brings us to the Planning Commission with the most applicants ever.
Okay, Scott, we're going to start with Allison Beach, who I think is still on the line.
Yes, with the phone number
Okay.
ending in 89.
Yes, I believe it's so. Manny Bandal.
Okay, here's Manny.
Ian Brusoff.
Here's Ian.
Christopher Demers.
Okay, here is Christopher.
Joan Lewis.
Okay, here's Joan Lewis. She has a phone number ending in 98.
Scott Lucas.
Here's Scott Lucas.
Adeline Moreno.
No. So I saw that name earlier, I believe, but I do not see that person in the list now.
Okay. Andrew Ridley.
Here's Andrew.
Ishmael Salim.
Is this Ishmael?
And Kathy Souza.
Okay, here's Kathy Souza. I have one phone
Thank
number
you.
in the lobby ending in 60. I do not have an association for that. Potentially that could be the last name Moreno.
Scott, that's Adeline.
It is.
Adeline. It is?
Yes.
Anna just confirmed.
Okay, I will admit that phone number in. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for applying. We have 10 applicants for 3 seats on the Planning Commission. Most ever I've seen. Doesn't mean it's been the most ever, but most ever I've seen. So thank you all. We are going to start with one question that I will pose to all of you, and then there will be at least one other round of questions from another council member, and then we'll just see what that leaves us in the way of time. So again, thank you. On January 4th is when we will make the appointments. Tonight is just the interviews. The first question that will go to all is, why did you apply for the Planning Commission and why are you the best fit? And I'm going to ask it of you in alphabetical order. So poor Allison, who's been here, this is your 3rd commission you're applying for, you get to go first again. That's what you get for having a B last name.
I know that's the curse of my last name. I'm
Me
changing
too.
it to Z.
I'm with
coming
you.
tomorrow. So first of all, and thanks for that, Mayor Blankley. I think first is that I've stayed on the line for an hour and 30 minutes now because I'm sincerely interested in serving my community. I've served as an open government commissioner, and I would like to continue that active service. And I've lived, as I said previously, I've lived in Gilroy for over 20 years, and I've seen how this community has changed. And one of the things I like about Gilroy is the fact that it's a small community. So I'd like to preserve that, but also acknowledge that we need to grow. And the other thing is, looking at the current council or commission, I noticed that they're primarily male and probably from the same ethnic group. And I think there's an opportunity to diversify. So that's why I'm also interested. Thank you.
All right. Very good. Thank you. Oh, and if I didn't say it before to some of you who are here for the first time, there is a 1-minute timer on your reply. Okay, so that's the beeping that you hear. All right, Manny, you're up next.
Yes. So I think my experience with the different committees that I've been part of, the Housing Advisory Committee and the HNRC, have given me great insight and have given me kind of a base to build upon going into the Planning Commission. I think my experience there will help facilitate better decisions, not on just my part, but also be given my fair and non-objective opinions to the other members of the commission.
Very good. Thank you. Ian.
Yeah, so I think that a couple things why I applied for it, why I'm qualified. First and foremost, I have a strong active interest in the issues directly related to zoning, builds, and real estate. I'm actually actively studying for and planning to sit for my real estate exam. Working in the Silicon Valley and seeing how much Gilroy has grown and how many people, their colleagues, families, and friends that have moved to Gilroy as a result of the opportunity it's presented to them, it's pretty refreshing and very eye-opening. And for me, I have that perspective. I think that a lot of people don't necessarily have. Number two, it's the personal and professional connections that I feel like I can bring to city council in terms of perspective. I think that having that kind of the fresh ideas that are not really always there every cycle is important. And I think that being able to inject that a bit of youth and fresh perspective is important. And I think that that's what I bring to the table and why I feel that I'm most qualified.
Thank you very much. Christopher Demers, are you? There you are, Christopher.
Yes. Hi, Mayor Blankley. Thank you, you and the others for this opportunity. I'm interested in joining the commission because I believe strongly in smart growth, and I think the community of Gilroy is clearly at a place where there is growth occurring in Silicon Valley that is affecting Gilroy, and smart planning is definitely needed. What I bring and why I think I'm qualified, I lead sustainability at a major tech company in Silicon Valley, and I have a lot of experience in capital planning due to that. I also, in a former life, was a senior member of the U.S. Agency for International U.S. Agency for International Development in the federal government, where I was highly involved in developmental planning in a lot of countries where we gave funding throughout the world, and understand technical and multi-layered planning processes.
Great. Thank you very much. Sorry, the timer's there. All right, Joni Lewis, you're on the line. Joan? Where is she?
So I believe she's the phone number ending in 98.
Okay, Joan, you're on mute. Actually, how does her phone have a mute button?
So there are meeting controls within the joining of WebEx via the phone.
Okay.
And that's what this would show.
So should I come back to her?
Yes. Let's move on and come back.
All right, Joni, we're going to come back to you if you can hear me, because we can't hear you. All right, Scott Lucas.
Good evening. I applied for the position because I've lived in Gilroy now for the past 20 years, and I like Gilroy tremendously, but I'm also a believer in our growth needs to be controlled. As somebody that's traveled the country and opened up retail stores in over half the states, I've come to realize that growth by itself doesn't create a better environment to live in. And as somebody that commuted in and out of Gilroy over the past years to the airport and having to leave earlier and earlier and earlier every day to get to the airport, I realized that we've had what we appear to have controlled growth, but it has not been controlled growth. And I think we need to marry the quality of life with the growth of the city. And I think I can be a good part of that and qualify based on my history of dealing with city councils and planning councils across the entire country while I was opening up retail stores. And
All right. The timer's going off.
Okay.
Sorry. All right. No, thank you. All right. Adeline? Am I saying her first name correctly? Moreno? She is here, correct?
Mayor Blankley, you might want to announce to them, or they'll hear this, that *6*6 should unmute them when they're connected to WebEx.
All right. *6 to unmute yourself. Ms. Moreno, that's who we're waiting on right now?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, please. Welcome, and would you please tell the council why you applied for the Planning Commission and why you're the best fit?
Okay, yeah. So my name is Abilene Moreno. I also go by AJ. I've been a resident of Gilroy for over 20 years. I applied to this commission to become a more active community member and gain more knowledge and familiarity in the local process of planning and development. I'm qualified to serve on this planning commission because I have a deep passion to participate in local government decisions. I am a graduate of San Jose State. I have had familiarity planning environmental impact reports, CEQA, and NEPA regulations, and local zoning ordinances, along with GIS documents. I'm also really familiar with community service. I was served as a census enumerator and a recruiting assistant. And I also just really interested in planning for a more sustainable model for the city of Gilroy, especially to ensure that, social issues and equity are being addressed while we're doing planning. So that's why I think I'm prepared to join this commission.
All right, thank you very much. I'm just going to try Joni one more time before going to the end. Joan, *6 to unmute yourself. Can you do it?
Hello.
You're
Can you hear
in.
me?
Yes, we can
Okay.
hear you. The question is, why did you apply for the Planning Commission and why are you the best fit?
I was born here in Gilroy, and I've lived in the city for 55 years. I am very interested in the growth of our city, and I want to have all types of homes and apartments for all incomes of people who wish to live here in our city. And I was a planning commissioner from 1999 to 2007. I have the time, I'm retired, to read my packets and to go on site and look at the projects.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Andrew Ridley, welcome.
Hi. Great
Hi.
to be back here in front of you all. Thanks for having me. I can just go right into answering the question.
Thank you.
I think I bring a unique skill set with my background in transportation demand management. I'm the chief operating officer of a consulting firm that specializes in that, and we work all around the Bay Area. I have key insight into that element of planning and development, and that's fundamental to numerous strands of Gilroy's general plan. It really feeds into any climate action plan and mobility and housing elements. So I think I just have a good working knowledge that can be lent to the commission. I currently serve on a subcommittee of the Bike Ped Commission and have been pretty active, I would say, through that group and have provided a lot of value add. So I'm looking forward to serving more and building on the work that I've already done.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ismail, you're up.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for having me. To answer the question, what makes me qualified is and why I'm applying. I'm new to Gilroy, but as a native of Fresno and college in San Francisco, I've driven through many a times, and my family and I just settled in, and this is now our new home. So I wanted to be a part of it and do what I can on a local level. I'm qualified for the position because through my past life working with previous companies, and like most of us in the tech company right now that I currently work for, I've had some experience in opening and developing restaurant concepts, and more importantly, working with people. I thrive and I'm at my best when I'm working and collaborating with people.
All right. Thank you. Kathy Souza. Hi.
Are you?
We can hear you. Yes.
Thank you so much for interview. I'm very much Commissioner. To also submission back, but I'd love to see
All right. Thank you. So round 2 of questions is coming from Council Member Tovar. You're on.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, thank you all for your input. My question to each of you is, what is your individual vision of what Gilroy should be, and 3 goals that you would accomplish as a planning commissioner?
Did you all hear that? It broke up for me at the end.
Okay, I'll repeat it. So, and my question is, what is your individual vision for what Gilroy should be, and what 3 goals do you hope to accomplish as a planning commissioner?
Okay, so starting with Allison, you want to take that on?
Yeah, I'll try. I'll do my best. Thanks,
Of course.
Mayor Blakely. And thank you. First of all, so my vision for Gilroy, I could see a Gilroy that's more inclusive. I think that there's space for all types of people to live here. I feel, as I'm driving around town and I see the homeless and they're living on the streets, I just wonder about, as we are developing, how we are thinking about that population. Also, when I think of, the disabled, for example, how are we making our spaces more accessible to those folks as well? And then in terms of goals, I wonder about how we are working with our neighboring cities, San Martin, Morgan Hill, as we all continue to expand our boundaries. I also, so that would be a goal in terms of collaborating with other cities. I also think that we should, in our haste to grow, we need to be mindful of what makes Gilroy so special and so unique. So being thoughtful about that. I'd also like to, I guess the 3rd goal is to reconsider how we're using our downtown spaces as well, because I feel like there is so much more that we could do with the downtown area to really make it a center that draws, and thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, we could be a little lenient with that hard stop on the minute. It's a big question. Okay, Manny, how about you?
Yes, Mr. Tovar. So my vision for Gilroy, one is obviously, as any Gilroyan, is an improved downtown. I want, as being a family man, I want to see my children being able to live in a family-friendly atmosphere. Gilroy should be a recreation and tourism spot. I feel that any family who lives in Gilroy shouldn't have to go out to find those tourist and recreation spots, and we should have that here, and we should bring that into Gilroy. Some of the goals, one is to improve downtown. I think that there's been work that's done, but there is more to be done there. Another goal is to follow the general plan, to grow Gilroy in a sustainable way, to keep that growth steady and in control. And another thing is to get some of the tourist and recreation items that we're currently working on to life. Some of the things like the Sharks project at the complex, Gourmet Alley project, the 536 project next to Gilroy Gardens. And some of the knowledge I have here is being a member, a board member for the chamber. So.
There it is. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Ian, it goes to you.
Cool. Yeah, so for me, I think that my vision for what Gilroy should be and will become is truly an extension of the Silicon Valley, even though it is in a lot of ways already. I think that continuing to push for growth here in Gilroy, to continue to allow people to move here for a wide variety of reasons, I think is very important. I think becoming that true extension of the San Jose, Santa Clara market is important to Gilroy's growth. So I see that being my vision for what I want to see Gilroy become. But it's kind of already been touched on, but also the revitalization of downtown. I think there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of openings and spaces that can be really changed for the better, that will draw new types of vendors and eateries and businesses, etc. In terms of goals, again, revitalizing the downtown space, the historic downtown. Number two, continuing to connect with the Silicon Valley in regards to employers, sponsorships, maybe having a large company or a variety of startups sponsor the revitalization itself of the downtown area. That's a kind of a goal of mine. Another goal would include continuing to make Gilroy a place that is inclusive for all people, whether it's people from the Silicon Valley, people that are locals, people that have lived there their whole lives, or people like me that have only lived here for a couple months. I think that that's very important because that's how a town grows, is how it evolves and morphs into something beautiful. So those are my three goals and my vision.
Thank you. Thank you. Christopher.
Thanks for that question. My goal for Gilroy would be an inclusive and sustainable community where all facets of society, both people that have lived here for some time and people that are new to the community feel welcome, and where it's sustainable, where services and all the things that go into community keep up with the growth that we all know is happening. And then I think in terms of three specific goals, as a commissioner, I would say assuring that there is adequate affordable housing included across the community. And I know that's recognized in the general plan, but of course, assuring that is of course critical to ensuring inclusivity. That there's adequate green space allowed throughout the community as we see this growth occur. And then I know some people have mentioned this, but I think it is very important and a critical draw to the community. And that is a vibrant downtown as well, that I know a lot of people want, that is connected to the community and reflects the interests and the character of the people and the history.
Thank you. All right, Joan Lewis. Uh-oh. *6.
Oh.
Okay, I can hear you. Hi.
Okay. My vision is to continue with our small town atmosphere, even though we're growing, and smart growth. The other things I'd like to see is the improvement, of course, of downtown. Continue with our tourism, with the gardens and our sports park. And one really good goal I think we should have is to zero in on getting more commercial businesses here, so that we have jobs for the people that live here. And that's it.
Very good. Thank you. All right, I'm going to call you AJ. You're up. AJ? Yes? Oh, looks like you got muted again. Star.
Am I good now?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, perfect. All right. So for my goal for Gilroy is just a city where you can live and actually work in, a place where you can grow up and raise your children without the fear of knowing that they're going to be displaced or your family is going to be displaced in the future. My 3 goals for the city of Gilroy would to increase the accessibility of affordable housing here in the area, and also to build sustainably, especially because of all the wildfire and flood events that are going on. I feel like we need to start building in order to be a more resilient community. And I also think that we need to bring more jobs here locally so that people aren't constantly looking to other cities to work, and they should all just stay here in the place. And all of these goals need to be considered and need to be tackled while ensuring that equities that are always being addressed and social issues are always at the forefront as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that answer. All right, Andrew Ridley, it's you.
All right. I think having a vision for Gilroy means having a vision that's shared with so many other people. I'm not the only person that lives in Gilroy, and it's important that I would have a good understanding of the hopes of others, other stakeholders in the city. And I would balance that consensus that I find with the recommendation of staff based on the best data that they have, the general plan and the goals that they're in, and the city council. 3 pressing concerns I think that I see is, and it's been shared many times now, the revitalization of downtown. I think the facade improvement plan is a good start, and that got things moving along. The retrofit program's almost done. Transit-oriented development is a huge opportunity for the city in downtown, and I was on the November developers roundtable, and after that, it led to a phone call with Council Member Hilton and VTA's real estate manager, and just discussing the opportunity that's in downtown Gilroy for transit-oriented development. I think there's a big opportunity there, funding from the state of California on the table. And then I'm looking forward to being a part of stewarding the development of the Hecker Pass specific plan area. Those are my hopes. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Ismail?
Thank you very much. I don't know how to feel that one. That was a good one. It's a problem with going towards the
You're
end.
all good ones. No, you guys are a good pool. Go on. Okay.
That was great, Andrew. So my vision is pretty simple. I think at the end of the day, we know that we're an agriculture town. It's focusing on that. It's keeping Gilroy a small town, but thinking big city. And I think we're there. As it's mentioned, one of the 3 goals, and I'm myself with the restaurant background that I have, I'm a big advocate of the new look for downtown, but it's also thinking about what can we provide, what can we do as a community that want to bring in the tourism, which would be the second part. But are we going to drive people into downtown, and what does that look like? So being a part of that team that's going to understand that, hey, we need to think outside the box, we need to be innovative to bring people in and keep them here and make Gilroy a specific destination for something like that, because the opportunity presents itself and it's nowhere in the area. And basically that's about it. Yeah.
That's good. Thank you. Thank you. Kathy, it falls to you.
Okay, well, going last, I would be echoing what a lot of people have said, revitalizing the downtown and so forth. That's, I think, has been on every interviewee's. For me, one thing that I would add would be finding a way to build in such a way, whether it's through the rec or through subdivisions or just how we address the downtown, is appealing more to families with not just single family. Or as I see last academic year, I think the Bono clause don't have a generation moving here to go and keep on that. We do it to more businesses, more restaurants, and then also working that
All right. Thank you. Since we're doing okay on time, I'm going to ask the council.
Marie, I'm sorry.
Sorry?
This is Scott Lucas. You skipped me with the second round.
I'm so sorry. I did. Please, please.
Not a problem. So my vision for Gilroy is to maintain the small town atmosphere, but become more than a bedroom community to San Jose and San Francisco. And I envision us having to become an art center and a sports center. When you travel around California and you look at some of the small towns that are very successful, like Davis, California, right? And I know they've got the university there, but we've got a great community college in town, and we need to learn how to leverage all the pieces of the business to maintain the small town atmosphere and keep people who live here staying here for their entertainment, their education, and their arts. And the goals that I would see should be stable growth, but we need to eliminate the red tape so people can open up their businesses in a timely manner. And the last, as everybody says, it's about downtown. We need to leverage the traffic that comes to the city for the outlets. On the weekends, you know, the busiest store is probably In-N-Out Burger, and we don't attract any of that to the downtown area. So we need to leverage the traffic that comes to Gilroy and get them to stay in Gilroy because we've got other things to offer. That's my three. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Does any other council member wish to say anything else? Okay. Oh,
This is
who is
Rebecca.
that? Oh, okay, Rebecca. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Rebecca, your connection is poor. You're coming in and out. It doesn't sound much better to me, but why don't you just go ahead and speak and we'll make out what we can.
Okay.
Was anybody able to make out what she said?
Not a word.
I'm sorry. Can't hear it. Councilmember Marks?
This is going to be a really tough decision for Planning Commission.
Yes.
All of
Yeah.
you were excellent with all of your ideas, and I want to thank all of you for coming out. And for those of you that don't get picked, I really hope that all of you think about some of the other commissions to get on because you guys are outstanding. So thank you for coming out.
Okay. Again, January 4th is when we make the appointments. You are all welcome to, if there was anything else you wanted to say and you didn't feel you had the opportunity, you can email council members. You guys get to do that. It is we who are not supposed to do that to you. So please, if there's anything else, otherwise I too am very impressed with everyone and can't thank you enough for applying and for taking the time to be here tonight. All right. Thank you all.
Thank you. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Good
Bye.
night.